Alright, Transformer fans, it's time for another review. This time we're looking at the Legend Commander Collection Optimus Primal. So I'm in his beast mode here. I like him a lot. There's been quite a few of these made by the Takara, and they all have their slight differences. I really like this one's face. It's very serious. There's been some cartoony ones and more colorful ones. I like the serious face on this guy. He stands pretty well in his robot mode. You kind of got to get these legs as far back as you can to make him look up as high as possible. And this version of him, you can see, has open hands instead of the fists that some of the others have. Alright, well, let's get to the transformation. So in his beast mode, we'll start from the bottom up. So first off, bring these legs, straighten them out, pull them out of the monkey bum here. Can straighten them all out. And we can spin the hips around, just like in the show. If you remember, you can imagine him hopping and they'd spin. Then we gotta flip the feet out, which out comes this little red rod right here. It's pretty sweet. And then his little monkey toes, flip them, which way? Downwards. Flip them downwards, and out comes some other looking toes. The same thing to the other side here. Okay, now he looks like, ooh, zombie or something. Okay, anyways. Next, flip his arms around, open his shoulders. His head kind of has some little gears in here to spin the face around as you bring it down. It sets there on his chest. And you can lean his head forward. And there you go. Optimus Primal. Ooh, maximized. Oh! Okay, so he's a little bit limited in his dramatic stances, but let's get a closer look at this robot mode. The face is very detailed. Looks great. There's some that have the closed mouth, and he looks very serious with the closed mouth, but I like the open mouth. You can see the little big lips in there. The red eyes, very colorful. I've seen other versions that the shoulders right here are a lot more detailed than this version. I like the chest. Lots of grooves and details in the chest. Let's see. His legs, you got the classic knee bend here, and the hip is on a ball joint, so that can move as much as a ball joint can move. The ankles, though, have no articulation, and that's where it gets hard to actually give him some kind of more dramatic stance. The elbows, when they bend, they open up. Kinda weird, but it still gets the job done, and you can't tell from the front. Now for the shoulders, they can turn in a complete 360 here, and they kind of got some movement outwards. Not a whole lot, but enough. And he's got some features here. Oops, forgot to flip that up. That's part of the transformation as well. He's got some extra weapons here. You can kind of wedge out of his back. Fine line of how far you can get them before they're too far. You can flip them that back up. And he's got some guns for his head. Pretty cool looking. And he also came with two itty-bitty little swords, which he does have in the show. I do remember those too. They have these little tiny, can't focus on it, little studs that fit inside of these teeny tiny little holes inside of his hand. And they're kind of hard to get in there. Oh, got it pretty quick that time. But they're pretty cool when you get them. He can have both of those in his hands. He's also got these teeny things hidden in his wrist here. So when you pull that out, there's a little gun in there. And it has a little spring to it. I mean, it hardly pops out of his wrist, but it's kind of cool looking. If you ignore this, the top part, the shell for it just kind of sticks out. But he's got those on both of his arms as well. You see, it'd be a little better if they stuck out a little higher. Another fun small detail is on his back under here. If you lift this up, you got his little jetpack thrusters right there, so he can fly around. Also hidden underneath are these itty bitty tiny holes right here, which are supposed to be storage for his itty bitty swords. They only fit, and there's another spot on the other side, they only fit when he's in his robot mode. It's kind of impractical because he wouldn't need swords in his beast mode, but that's alright. Here is the box that it came in. It is a Takara release, if you didn't catch that. It's the back there. It's pretty cool. I got a little picture from Beast Wars, Optimus kind of hiding back there. Yeah, pretty cool. We haven't got any, I mean, we don't get Optimus Primals very often in the United States, but they get them, quite a few of them over there. Funny thing about this series is look at the 4 characters that are in it. Yeah, you got original Optimus, the movie Optimus, Leo Convoy, and then this Optimus Primal. Pretty cool. I mean, anything to sell these movie toys, because this did just come out last year, back in 2014, obviously. Okay, so let's do some size comparisons here. Here is Optimus from Fall of Cybertron. A little bit bigger still. And here is the Optimus from it's a Robots in Disguise. You can tell this, I mean, they're all pretty much the same height, but I really expected Optimus Primal here to be a little bit bigger. Probably my only complaint. But he's cute. He's cute when he's small. He looks short and stocky. Okay, and just for fun, here he is with some of his Asian buddies. There's Leo Convoy, which came from the same series as him. They're basically the same height. And here is a big convoy, towering over them both. It's too bad they don't make a version where they combine together. I'm just saying, that would be cool. So overall, I think this guy is great. Lots of detail all over, all the fur, lots of color. Looks so much like what he looked like in the show. And granted, I am a big Beast Wars fan. That's what I watched growing up. But I would definitely suggest him. Alright, well, I think that about wraps it up. Like I said, there's been a lot of Optimus Primal Takara releases. This has probably got to be the newest one. This was the Legend Commander Collection Optimus Primal. LC-02. Great, well, thank you for watching.